Often it is said that the bureaucracy normally remains very indifferent. They are insensitive, they are indifferent to the problems of the people. They generally become a class in themselves and they don't care about. Do you agree with this?
Like you mentioned quite a time about solar power, solar energy, but recently, like from the last decade, it has been seen that there is one issue in solar technology, that the particular devices, technology, it is changing rapidly.
Yes, sir.
So, is it right for India that they should heavily persist on solar technology or devices, knowing that technology is changing rapidly?
Define public administration and how it is different from private administration. What was the major criticism of Max Weber bureaucracy?
So what's the difference between actual line of control and international borders?
May I come in, sir?
Yes, please come.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
So, introduce yourself to the board.
Sir, my name is Sudhanshu Sharma and I am from Jammu district. I have done electrical engineering from Government College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu. Recently, I also cleared JKAS JEE electrical exam as well at JKPSC. This is my third attempt and second interview, and my hobbies include exercising and playing and watching cricket.
So, you have already cleared this exam.
Yes, sir.
So, you will be posted as JE.
Yes, sir.
So, you have done your BE in electrical and accordingly you have got a job also.
Yes.
Then why you want to leave that and get into the civil service?
So although JEE is also a very good job and I am equally satisfied with it, but the reason for joining the civil services is that it would provide me a diverse job opportunity. So that's why I want to join civil services.
Okay, tell us briefly about the power sector in Jammu and Kashmir. I mean, one, the capacity. Two, how much we have been able to harness. Three, what are the problems which our power sector is facing and how we can fix those problems.
So generally the electricity generation in J&K is mostly dependent on hydropower electricity. The approximate installation capacity is 3.5 gigawatts, and but we only produce 1.86 gigawatt of hydroelectricity. And the issues in electricity department, I would divide them into three parts: generation, transmission and distribution. As I said, that we only depend on hydroelectricity. That is one of the issues. We need to diversify our generation sources because there is a winter dip in hydroelectricity due to freezing of rivers. That is in the generation aspect. And in transmission also there are a number of losses like corona loss, skin effect loss, dielectric loss, and this is mainly due to the outdated infrastructure and overloading of transmissions line. This is also one of the reason of inefficiency. And in the distribution sector, sir, there are issues like power theft, unmetered supply, voltage fluctuation, and these are the issues.
Okay, this matter came up for discussion in the assembly also,
Yes.
right? And since the power portfolio is with the Chief Minister himself,
Yes, sir.
so while talking about this sector, he emphasized on certain things.
Yes.
Can you tell
Sir,
what he said there in the assembly?
Sir, I don't know exactly what he said, but the motive was to increase the efficiency of electricity department, to increase the generation capacity and reduce the losses in the power sector.
What is in the pipeline when it comes to increasing the capacity?
So for increasing the capacity, I think we need to diversify our generation resources. Currently, that I said, we only depend on hydroelectricity. We can diversify our renewable sources of electricity, like we can focus on solar energy as well, which is, there is great potential in Jammu division for solar electricity. So by this we can increase.
What about wind energy?
Yes, sir, wind energy can also be utilized, but I think in Jammu specifically, solar energy can be more harnessed.
There are certain people who says that we should privatize the distribution part.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with that?
Sir, the only motive of increasing the motive for privatizing the distribution is to increase the efficiency, and if the government thinks that we cannot.
What is your view on this? Whether the distribution part should be privatized? Because if you see the distribution losses,
Yes, sir.
it is more than 45%,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
46 or 48%, I don't know exactly, but that is too much,
Yes, sir.
right? You cannot make this sector viable with this kind of losses.
Yes, sir.
It's not possible. So, privatization can be an option.
Yes, sir.
We just want to know your opinion on this.
Yes, sir. Privatization can be an option, but I think both government and the private sector need to collaboratively work on both the generation as well as distribution for increasing the efficiency. And I think private sector can also contribute increasing the efficiency of the distribution sector.
Okay, fine. This is your which attempt
It's the third attempt.
and which interview?
Sir, I gave interview for the 2022 cycle.
2022 JKAS.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. And what was the score that time?
Sir, I interview score, sir, 160.
160. You got good marks, but
Yes.
I think the highest was
Around 180.
180 plus
Yes, sir.
was there. Okay, fine. What you feel was the reason that you got 160?
So I think in that attempt, although I had knowledge, but I could not able to express my views clearly to the board member. Maybe I got nervous. That's why I think.
Okay, this time you're confident?
Yes, sir. I am confident that I can improve my marks.
Okay, fine. In 2019, many things happened,
Yes, sir.
and especially when it comes to the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir, certain changes were introduced in the constitution also,
Yes,
and then the very state was converted into 2 union territories. Since 2019, how things have evolved? I mean to say, what are the positives,
Yes.
and what do you feel we could have done?
Yes, sir. Sir, after 2019, the positives that are, I think their law and order situation has improved, like the organized strikes and the stone pelting issues earlier that was happening is on decline after 2019. And also,
Okay.
so there is socio-economic rights have been given, like giving ancestral property rights to the women married outside the state. And also giving voting rights to West Pakistan refugees. These are the positives, and also there is increase in collaboration between the center and state in implementation of welfare schemes after the abrogation of 370 and reorganization of J&K.
Okay, what more could have been done?
So more, I think there needs to be more emphasis on the administration aspect by making the government should come to the citizens and increase the coordination with the citizens. We should bridge the gap between the citizens and the government.
That gap is there, you feel it?
Yes, sir, some gap is there.
What must be the reason? Is it bureaucracy or the political dispensation?
Sir, I think both the reasons are there. To reduce this, I think we need to collaboratively work from the administration aspect as well and from the government aspect as well.
Often it is said that the bureaucracy normally remains very indifferent. They are insensitive, they are indifferent to the problems of the people. They generally become a class in themselves and they don't care about. Do you agree with this?
So yes, it is true, but also I think that the bureaucracy is also doing a good job as well in the socio-economic upliftment of the citizen also. So I think there are positives as well as negatives in bureaucracy as well.
What is this lateral entry?
So the lateral entry concept is the induction of specialists from outside the government into the civil services, specifically to increase its efficacy.
Okay, what is the status of that right now? Whether it's still going on or the process has been stopped now?
So last year, I think the union government issued a notification for the lateral entry in civil services. It is going on, sir.
It's going on?
Yes, sir. So in phase manner, it is specifically given every every year.
There were certain sections of the society which were opposing
Yes,
the
sir.
very lateral entry.
Yes, sir. Sir, the reason for the opposition was that the reservation aspect was not in that notification of lateral entry.
Okay, what do you feel? It should be on merit only, or the reservation part should be taken into account?
So the reservation is given in the actual civil services examination, but this lateral entry concept is only to increase the efficacy, and for that we need a specialist from their respective domain. So I think merit should be upheld in lateral entry.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Hello, Sudhanshu.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. You have done your engineering, electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Double E or triple E?
Sir, double E.
Double E.
Yes, sir.
It is one of the toughest stream in engineering.
Yes, sir.
So आपने वो किया है.
Yes, sir.
So why didn't you thought that you should pursue this only?
So during my last years in my engineering, my interest inclined towards the civil services. So I started preparing for the civil services after my engineering only.
Okay, so that you made up your mind while doing engineering only.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Like you mentioned quite a time about solar power, solar energy, but recently, like from the last decade, it has been seen that there is one issue in solar technology that the particular devices, technology, it is changing rapidly.
Yes, sir.
So, is it right for India that they should heavily persist on solar technology or devices, knowing that technology is changing rapidly?
So I think we should not solely focus on solar. We should diversify our generation resources, not focusing on any particular sector.
What is the alternative?
So like the wind power generation.
We already have that.
Yes, sir. So the hydroelectricity, geothermal electricity, and also some part of electricity should be from the coal as well.
Coal.
Right now. Yes, sir.
So, okay. What about green hydrogen?
So the green hydrogen is the harnessing the hydrogen to so that it can be used in various sectors.
How you are harnessing it?
So it is produced by hydrolysis of the water, which can be used in
Hydrolysis.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between hydrolysis and electrolysis?
So in hydrolysis, in electrolysis we usually use cathodes and anodes so to separate the ions, whereas in hydrolysis, I am not very sure about hydrolysis.
Okay. So, like, how it is green then?
Sir, we are not using any carbon footprints in hydropower generation, so that is why.
But using electricity, no?
Yes, sir. So the generation is not purely from the carbon. That is why we say green hydrogen.
Hydrogen has been created through electrolysis.
Yes, sir.
In electrolysis, electricity is required.
Yes, sir.
So electricity generation is happening via? What is the source?
So there are different types of hydrolysis, like green hydrolysis, and there is hydrolysis of which is called carbon capture. So in carbon capture, we usually use carbon products, whereas in green hydrolysis, we don't use hydroelectricity. We don't use carbon.
We do not use carbon capture.
So carbon capture is used, but there are different types of which we use green hydrogen. So in green hydrogen, I think we cannot use.
We use the best quality of carbon capture in green hydrogen rather. But anyways, you just mentioned that lateral entry, they are the specialist.
Yes, sir.
Hence, we need them. The concept was introduced, yes. Don't you think that state services or UPSC is hiding the best of the minds?
Yes, sir.
Okay? They are the best of the minds. Out of them, not even 10% we are not able to make them a specialist.
Yes.
Isn't it a question on governance?
Yes, sir, there is a question, and I think we need to increase the capacity of our civil servant and also introduce the concept like the mid-career training to increase their capability in their respective domains so that their efficiency can be increased.
One last question from my side. Please, if you can enlighten me this terminology, All India Services and Central Services.
So the All India Services are like IAS and IPS, which are recruited by the union government and then they serve the state. Whereas the central services are mainly with the central government, like the Indian Foreign Services.
तो like All India Services में क्या क्या आता है आपने बताया?
IAS, IPS and Indian Forest Services.
Indian Forest Services.
Yes, sir. Forest.
ठीक. Okay.
Your optional is
Public
administration. Define public administration and how it is different from private administration.
So public administration is generally the study of government in action. Whereas in private administration, we generally focus on the private aspect, the working of an organization which is private in nature.
Tell us two definitions, one from Woodrow Wilson and one from the Max Weber.
So the Woodrow Wilson defined public administration as the government in action, and the Max Weber defined the government public administration with the aspect of bureaucracy. The bureaucracy and the government combinedly together.
What was the major criticism of Max Weber bureaucracy?
So there were many criticisms, like the bureaucracy of Max Weber is very rigid. There is too much rule orientation in the bureaucracy, and there is the principles that Max Weber gave for bureaucracy are very rigid, and they are not really concerned with the people.
What was the contribution of Woodrow Wilson in the evolution of public administration as a subject?
So Woodrow Wilson is known as the father of public administration. His theory gave evolution to the public administration. After his theory in 1886, the public administration as a subject was introduced in the universities as a discipline.
Can you tell us the Henry Fayol 14 point?
So the Henry Fayol gave 14 principles for administration. Authority, responsibility, scalar chain, hierarchy, tenurial system, unity of command, unity of direction, centralization. These were some of the principles.
What was the contribution of Elton Mayo in Hawthorne experiment?
So the Elton Mayo conducted the Hawthorne experiment to give different perspective, to give the human relation aspect in the public administration. He focused on the socio-psychological aspect of the administration in order to increase the efficiency.
What was the achievement of Minobrook Conference?
So there are three Minobrook conferences. First one in 1968, it gave evolution to new public administration. Whereas the second Minobrook conference held in 1988, and it gave a new perspective which is called as new public management. And the third Minobrook conference held in 2008, it was a collaborative effort which emphasized both new public administration as well as management. And
okay, what is developmental administration?
So the development administration concept is that we should use the administration for the socio-economic development of the country.
Okay, last question from my side. किस दो इंस्टीट्यूशन का नाम या सेटअप का नाम सेवा तीर्थ और कर्तव्य पथ रखा गया है?
Sir, Kartavya Path was earlier known as Rajpath, and Seva Tirth is now named, PMO office is named Seva Tirth recently.
Thank you.
Sudhanshu Sharma, you are from village Thangar,
Yes, sir.
post office Plawala.
Yes.
It's an actual line of control.
Yes, sir.
So what's the difference between actual line of control and international border?
Sir, the actual line of control is the region which is close to the line of control between India-Pak border, which was established after 1971 war, whereas the international border is the de facto border between India and Pakistan.
It's a permanently demarcated?
Yes, sir, it is not permanently, it is disputed, but after the 1971 Shimla agreement, we have agreed.
So what's the difference between LAC and LOC?
So the LOC is between India and Pakistan, whereas LAC is between India and China.
And LOC is permanently demarcated or not?
Sir, it is officially permanently demarcated
LOC.
according to 1971, but LAC is not. It is
Okay,
unilateral.
how this is different from ceasefire line? Line of control.
Sir, I think in today's time, it is like the ceasefire line also, because the area beyond the LOC is under the control of Pakistan, although illegal. But
Earlier it was ceasefire line, but since 1971 we are saying this is line of control.
How far is border line from Plawala?
Sir, around 3 to 4 kilometers.
Who was the chief minister during the war of 1971?
Sorry, sir, I will read about it. I am not able to recall.
You don't know. In 1975, as per the Indira Sheikh Accord, Sheikh Abdullah was directly placed as the chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, sir.
Who was the chief minister before the placement of Sheikh Abdullah?
Sorry, sir, I am unable to recall.
You don't know.
No, sir.
And who was the first chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir state?
Sorry, sir, I am unable to recall.
Can you name a Buddhist site of Kashmir where 4th Buddhist Council was held?
Yes, sir, 4th Buddhist Council held in Kundalwan in Kashmir.
And at present that place is known as?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
There is a very important place that is known as archaeological site in Akhnur Tehsil.
Yes, sir.
What's the name of that place?
Sir, Pandav Gufa. Sir, Jiyapota Ghat.
That is archaeological site. Rather, we can also
Sir,
say the
Akhnur
Buddhist
Fort.
site.
Akhnur Fort.
No, that is not a site. No excavation work at present is undertaken by the archaeological department in Akhnur Fort.
Sorry, sir, I don't know specifically the name of that site.
Okay.
Thank you.